Being quick into these emerging trends is where you can make the most amount of money. Like when you were, buying in emerging markets, right? You were beating people to these smaller markets that were poised to grow because of, job growth and so forth. And you make so much money in a short, this guy calls it surges of income, right?
The key thing is you've got to start. Success is never overnight. And we all know that Rome was not built in a day. All those phrases are really good because we need to tell our psyche, hey, it's going to take time to get to where we want to go, but you've got to take that first step. You've got to move in that direction. And then every day you enjoy. The key thing is to just look at it and say, you know what, that makes sense. Vinny and Beau are talking to me. Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Vinny Chopra and Beau Eckstein, Vinny and Beau show. Today's a very special day, very, very special day. Brother Beau is turning 16. No, he's turning 46 today. Beau, how are you? How does it feel, man?
It's kind of surreal because as you get older, like I don't feel 46. Like 4 years from now, I'll be 50. I remember in the olden days when I was a child, the 50-year-old seemed so old.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, 50 doesn't feel that way anymore. That, literally I feel 30 in my early 30s, if not younger. So, just from the standpoint of like, wow, I'm 46, I'm not a kid anymore. That's the only difference. But really, I believe in reverse aging. Every year you get younger if you just keep your mind working and your body moving.
So true, so true. Oh my gosh, what you're saying is what I've been saying to our children, Neil and Monica. Hey, daddy's getting younger each year. And if you believe that, you are getting younger too. But if you don't, you're getting 1 year older. So we'll meet sometime in the middle. Bo, and as you know, I turned this year 71, and I feel like my energy is so at peak and high that I just love to really be able to have the morning walks all 7 days. And it's what you tell your subconscious. I think that's what we can talk about. If you tell your subconscious, hey, I'm younger, I'm not older. Just like you said, when we were growing up, 50 year was eternity. We just said, hey, somebody's going to die at 50, you know. But now the average age is what, 140, which they're expecting for the new babies born now. So the key thing is in the subconscious. If you can tell, and the subconscious doesn't know good from the bad, it just records and records. So if we can tell our mind, body, soul, hey, we are younger, we are more enthusiastic and more purposeful, I think we could go long way. But tell me more. How does it feel? I know a lot of people say, oh my gosh, I turned 40. It's just like, they just have so much that they burden comes on, right? Even over there. Oh, we just talked about, our friend Linda, and she just said, thank you. See, look at this. This is telepathy, I think. When you talk with intentions, things happen. I just saw the message come through. But let's go for it. So let's go into how we could really train our mind. It's the mindset you said, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. A lot of it with me, I know I'm a very driven person, and sometimes I have these batches of frustration because I'm like, I'm going so hard, and I'm making moves, and I'm still, I'm climbing up the mountain, right? I'm climbing up the mountain. We're always kind of all climbing up the mountain because driven people always want to move the needle, and they're never satisfied. They're never satisfied. But you also have to step back and be grateful and celebrate all wins. Like when you have a win, you need to celebrate it. Like the other day I closed a $2 million self-storage loan, and I'm like, yeah, in the olden days, $2 million deal seemed like a big deal. Now it's like, it's just a normal deal, right? Like, so we're constantly moving the needle up. Like when you started on your first 14 unit building, it was 180 grand or something, right? Like
Yes,
you would
yes.
laugh at that now. You would laugh at that. You would never look at doing a deal like that anymore, right? And so, it's that constant thing is that we have to realize, look how far we've climbed. Look back at the mountain we're climbing, and we're getting to the peak. We're getting to the summit. We still have a ways to go, but we've already climbed so far. And I forget to do that. And I do get frustrated from time to time. And I have to tell myself, look back and celebrate your wins and look what you've accomplished so far. And I think entrepreneurs, we struggle with that because we're always comparing ourselves to others. And the minute you can say, you know what, like you are so accomplished. And the other thing is too, is that sometimes some of us, we're too smart for our own good. We think we need to know every single thing. And then you look over at this guy that doesn't know anything. He knows like maybe 20% of what you know, but he's far surpassed you in revenue and earnings and net worth because he or she didn't have those blockages where they needed to figure out everything before they moved. They just moved and moved hard. So we got to take that into consideration as we go into 2024 is that these are all the things like do not let limiting beliefs like the conference I was just at, Vinny, the CEO of our Franchise Brokers Association. So there's several associations and you essentially work with these as a franchise broker, you work with these associations. So I aligned with a group called FBA, which is Franchise Brokers Association. They're out of Florida and our CEO, I would probably say she's somewhere around my age, just an amazing visionary. And the summit was called Beyond Limits, right? Because so many of us are stuck because we have limiting beliefs. We don't think we can ever achieve that. We think we think we need to think small because that's just the way we think, right? Versus somebody that goes, you know what, like the Elon Musks of the world, they have no limiting beliefs.
So true.
They just do it.
So
They just go,
true.
hey, I'm going to start the biggest car company, EV car company. They go out and do it. So
Yeah.
what can we do to change that mindset? Because that's really the only thing that holds most of us back.
I'm so glad you're talking about it, Bo. It's the mindset, it's the abundance mindset, it's the law of attraction, like I say, and law of manifestation, law of abundance. It's always working 24/7. Whether you believe in it or you don't believe in it, it's your choice. And a lot of us think so small. We want to major in minors, we don't want to major in majors, like you said. So we need to just expand our thinking and do that special time. The time we spend with ourselves, thinking time, is the best time ever, ever, ever. So that you could look at where your limiting beliefs are. How can you expand and grow your business? The other thing you just mentioned is gratitude. Oh my gosh, you and I've talked about it so many times. Miracle Morning, Brother Hal Elrod, wrote the book. Oh my gosh, Miracle Morning. And then they wrote the book Miracle Equation. Then now David Osborne and Hal wrote the book Miracle Morning Millionaires. We would love to. We don't get paid for anything like that, but we would love our audience to get a copy or look through YouTube. Maybe they have some uh, experts, all these things, videos summarizing it. But get into that because what you do gratitude is a big thing. It's a big thing. Every morning we need to pay gratitude to who brought us here in these walks of life, and then our peers, our teams, our mission, our family, everybody. The other thing which I loved what you just said, look at the mountain you're climbing. You have accomplished so much and bask in the sun or enjoy or smell the roses, I call. To speed up, you got to slow down. One of my mentors said that. To speed up, you got to slow down and just be thankful that you have come so far, so far. And you're going to go much longer up to the peak. And the peak will get bigger and bigger and bigger. It's that mountain. It's not stationary mountain. You keep on building the top. The peak goes higher till we die or whatever. But the thing is, in the process, you want to enjoy and see how far you have come. You just gave an example. You're on the mountain, you look down and see how many great accomplishments you did. And as you get bigger and bigger in your business and your whole thinking and your planning and your as a person you are, you will, and don't get on social. I do quite a bit. My team does it. A lot of social, postings and this and that. Brother, you do too. But the thing is, don't compare to others. We motivate you in these social listings. You shouldn't say, "Hey, I'm so bad." No, no, no. Get motivated, and then you do better and be better than yourself from yesterday.
Totally. We just got to improve. We don't need to compare ourselves to others and just move the needle. So when I flew into the event, right, I didn't, I've met people over Zoom for the last couple of years. First time I'm meeting a lot of these people in person. But whenever I go to a conference, right, like I make it an intention to network. I mean, I was going to every sponsor's booth, talking to them, letting them know what I did. And they all, not all of them, but a good portion of them want to come on my podcast, right? Like, now's the time. If you have a podcast, people, or you should start one because that's a great way to network. It's first of all, you're going to meet a bunch of people. You're going to end up doing business with these people, and you're going to also have content put out there to attract new customers. So if you're not putting content out, that's kind of, we'll dive into this probably for Crush 2024 is, you get on stages, virtual stages, real stages. 2024 is all about getting on bigger and bigger stages and let people know who you are. And so, like, that's the thing with me right now. It's like I am really driven to get my message out there in a big way. And so I'm doubling down on everything I do from a marketing standpoint. More podcasts, more content, more interviews, getting on other people's podcasts, and I'm going to 10x what I've done this past year in 2024. And I'm going to do that all within the first quarter of 2024. So can you imagine that? I'm going to be doing more content in the first 3 months than I did all of 2023. That's my goal. And that's what I'm going to do.
I love it. And you know what? Anybody watching us, listening to us in podcast and all that, you can do it too. I mean, we are regular people. Bo and I are regular people, really. But we were persistent. We were there. We were consistent. And it took us a little bit investment, definitely. And it takes investment, also now monthly and yearly. But guess the returns you get in getting more clients and more people who know your story. If you want to grow your business, you got to tell your story. And what better way to really do it free on YouTube, totally free, on Google's, on website, on blogs. It just costs so little money and you can really get yourself out. Don't be in a shell. Don't say, hey, I'm bad at it. Just pick up the camera. You already have the camera. The world's greatest camera is the Android and the iPhone. I mean, that's taken over all these big $15,000 that I spent one time on a camera and all that. But you don't need it. You could just do it. And it's so cheap to get them edited. I mean, you could throw this into a Dropbox or Google Drive and get a Fiverr person, Fiverr.com. Just go there and you can pay $10 or $20, somebody told me. They'll do the whole episode. What? For 20 bucks? It's worth it. It's worth it.
There's no excuses right now with
Yeah.
technology, with the way everything is. And actually, we're filming right now on Riverside, and Bill just showed me the other day. Riverside itself does show notes now and everything. It does it better. I was using another service. I'm going to cancel that. I already have Riverside. So boom, after this episode, it will give show notes. Then I can create some prompts and then even, do more content. Then I can obviously cut reels right on Riverside, and then I can get the long form. So there's really no excuses anymore because of my marketing abilities. I had never really met the CEO of our Franchise Brokers Association, but she's heard about me. She's had me present over Zoom to the group already. She invited me to be on a new group out of the couple hundred brokers involved in this business. I was one of 20 that got selected to be on their new committee to help. And so I'm going to be in charge of a group of 20 people, helping them, get the word out and share content. And then I also led a roundtable discussion when I was there in Florida, and I was teaching people, how to go about, like, you know, to be a key person of influence, right? If you're in some sort of sales or consulting business or capital raising business, if you're not a key person of influence, you know, it, it's not the end all be all, but I would say for the majority of the people out there, it's probably the number one thing to do is to be a key person of influence so you can build your authority in the marketplace for whatever you do. So I'm helping a lot of people do this. And most people say, oh, well, they're your competitors. And I don't look at it that way. I look at it like, hey, look, I'm going to help as many people as I can, because the more people I help, even if they're a direct competitor, it's going to come back to me.
Totally,
It's going to,
totally. Everything we give out in the universe and give it with open arms and don't expect anything back. Of course, contracts are written and things like that, which is great as partnerships, but more you give out, I really believe in that. You could touch so many lives just to move them to the next level and next level. And guess what? They will bring back joy and happiness and more business in your lap than you can ever think of. I mean, think about this one. My one podcast or something just brought me so many investors back. I just got 200,000 wired yesterday. I haven't met the person, just talked on the phone and just did very small meeting and everything. But I would like to ask everybody listening and watching us, don't just listen and watch, but take action. See, taking action is the main thing. It's not going to be just listening or going to some webinars and all these, junkies. I call them junkies. They go from webinar or meetings to meetings and hotels and spend thousands of dollars. I never believed in those, really, to be truthful. Still, I don't. I feel like online is the way to learn, and what you learn in 1 hour, then what you take out of that and put it in your habits and in your company and take it to.
yeah. Yeah, when you go to a live event, you need to have intentions. They're well worth it if you have intentions. My intention going to this conference was to meet as many franchisors that I do. I help facilitate the sales of these businesses. Meet them, understand what they're doing, understand that they're like why this brand is a good one to sell. Build those relationships. But I don't go in there just going, "Hey, I'm going to go out drinking and that's about it and have fun." I just focused, and I have a stack of cards. I have a stack of people that want to be on the podcast. And if you go in with intentions, that's the key. I think in 2024, one of the things I'm going to implement is what I'm going to call sprints. And a sprint is, when I get up in the morning, before I do anything, I'm going to do a 60-minute sprint, meaning I'm going to dive in and do 60 minutes of pure execution of high level activities. Then as I'm drinking my coffee, then I'm going to go to the gym.
Love
Okay.
it.
So I've already
Yeah.
accomplished a very tactical 60 minutes and have gotten out, maybe I've recorded 3 or 4 short episodes of a podcast. Maybe I've done an email marketing campaign, but I'm going to focus on doing that starting January 1st, these sprints, 60 minutes before I do anything. If that means I get up 45 minutes earlier to accomplish this, I'm going to do that, because then when I come back from the gym, I've already accomplished so much. Then I'm going to go hard for 4 hours, right? Then it's lunchtime. And I've already worked almost 2 days, 2 shifts in half of a morning, or in the morning, right? In a morning shift. Then the second part of the day, I've worked 3 days in one day.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I mean, you are giving so many great nuggets. I can see your excitement, coming after the convention and then also picking up that momentum. And you're making decisions that you're going to implement right away. And that's what we want to talk about. We are doing something really special. Crush 2024. We got the domain name crush2024.com, and the landing page is getting ready, and we'll opt in free. You just go in and you say, yes, drop us all these nuggets daily, right? Bo, you want to go into that, brother? Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, for 30 days straight, we're going to have 10 to 20 minute video segments with short, actionable content from influencers, from people that are internet marketers, for people that are going to give us tips on AI, how to use prompts, tools and technology, things to make your business a lot easier. Because when it's all said and done, the game now is to be able to come up with an idea and then automate that idea. So then it's cloning you, right? And it's working for you. Just like if we have money deployed in investments, I have some money in these merchant cash advance. I have some money in a syndication. I have some of my money in real estate investments, right? The more of those are all our employees. The same thing with automation. Those are employees for us. So even if you're a solopreneur, right, you can be a million or two or three or $5 million revenue company with just one person, right? Or you could want to do a big organization, have 200, 300, 500 people. That's fine too. But whatever your goals are, not everybody wants to have a huge company, but everybody wants to make a couple $1 million a year. That's sexy.
That's sexy, really sexy. And everybody, well, not everybody, those people who really have big thinking and mindset and they are doing and they are not giving up, I think is the word we should definitely talk about. A lot of times we have ideas, but we don't really use those ideas and don't take them to the next level or form the business and the companies. You got to be persistent. You got to not let it go no matter the everything hits the ceiling, everything. I mean, there are a lot of challenges we all face. You face, I face, everybody, all successful people have more challenges, but the key thing is you get up and you get up and you persevere and you go for it. So this January is going to be amazing time. Please give us a in the comments if you'd like to be getting these drop-ins, drip system through the Go High level. We'll be putting these different videos of the influencers and all our specialists in there, and every day one will be dropped in your texting maybe or even in email. I think is another way so that you could watch it when you have that time in your office and you say, okay, what did I learn from that segment that day? And then you take one or two ideas and try to implement them in your business. So it's going
Yeah.
to be January 1. Happy New Year. And it's going to be starting. So this landing page should be ready, bro. And we'll give that to everybody. Just go to crush2024.com. That'll be the
You get
website. You could just go there and just put your, name and cell phone and all. We don't sell these lists to anybody, or anything like that. We are very, very particular about it, and and so forth. So, yeah, go ahead, Bo. Yeah, bro.
No, I'm just getting amped up. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for the challenge. I'm getting everything ready. I'm getting, it's the end of the year, so I'm starting to get all my books already, bookkeeping done, right? Like I'm getting everything cleaned up because we got to get our taxes started, or we shouldn't get them started. They should have been started already, but we got to get our bookkeeping put together, our bank statements, our credit card statements, who are 1099s or our 1098s, all this stuff, right? But the faster we get it moving, right, then we're not waiting the last minute. And I mean, obviously, most of us that are self-employed file our extensions, but I don't like having baggage, and I'm getting rid of a lot of baggage right now because we sometimes do deals that we shouldn't have done, and we got to clean up. We got to clean up stuff, and I definitely have deals I'm cleaning up, and I'm getting rid of stuff that's a waste of time. That I am better. Spend your time where better served. I'm launching one. I'm also launching a sub channel to my investor financing podcast YouTube channel, which is going to be specific to the franchise world and business ownership. It's called Own a Business Today, and it's also we're doing the magazine that you spun off or that you wrote an article for. So it's going to be we're going to interview all different franchise companies. We're going to learn a lot about cleaning companies that have multiple. It's amazing these janitorial and maintenance companies, multi-million
Make
dollars in revenue.
huge, huge product monies. Yeah.
Senior care, non-medical and medical
Oh,
senior care.
I want to get more
Yeah,
involved in that totally, and we should do a franchise, brother. I'm telling you, I've been reading up on it. You have been saying that. I've been building senior livings, as you know, but there is a huge, huge business in those franchises. So, Bo, you and I should talk about. Yeah, yeah.
I got one that's in that I'm, yeah, there's a bunch that I'm looking at right now. We're helping a lot of people by HVAC companies, electricians, flooring companies, these little boring businesses, you know, like Cody Sanchez says, boring businesses, painting companies. I just helped a guy get an SBA loan, $11,000 out of pocket. He got the working capital. He bought this new franchise. He's going to crush it. He's going to, right. He's going to go from being an employee to a business owner, better tax incentives. Yeah, that's what drives me, because then with that extra cash flow, what do? You buy more real estate, depreciating assets. Then as a business owner, and you're not a W-2 anymore, look, you're a business owner. You have the best tax advantages, right? You have Section 179. You have all these things. Your car is now potentially a tax deduction versus being W-2 and being taxed the highest rate. Small business ownership isn't for everybody, but if you think about it, you should all become a small business owner, because there's so many advantages to it.
Totally. And do a side hustle. I say that. I mean, Bo and I, we have main things, and now our side hustles are our main things. So, don't just be waiting. Okay, when is the right time to get into it? It was 20 years ago, or it's right now. Today is the time. I mean, real estate is going to be changing 2024, 25 like nobody's business, because so many poor loans were taken and now they're coming due, and we have been talking about it all the time. So take that step, do that, write it down, and take that step to move into that side hustle or business that you will really be proud of and be happy with and have fun at it. You shouldn't say that, hey, I worked too hard today. You should say, I played very hard today. I had so much fun. Playing is fun. Having fun in your business is fun, so that you are
And
not tired.
yeah, and
Uh-huh.
I want to point out one thing before we go too, is there's always got to be a constant evolution. You know, in the olden days, they told us in sales, hey, build relationship, or when I was a loan broker, go out and, kiss the realtor's butt so they give you referrals, right? And I look at like how I think now from a marketing standpoint. I would never, like, if I would do anything, I wouldn't be like onesie twosie. You got to like evolve your business, and everything always it evolves. It could be very good for a 4 or 5 or 10 years period. But at some point, like, you got to change your business model and tweak it a little bit. Like right now, where do you move your syndication business, right? You start a group that invests in distressed operators, right? Like, and so being quick into these emerging trends is where you can make the most amount of money. Like when you were, buying in emerging markets, right? You were beating people to these smaller markets that were poised to grow because of, job growth and so forth. And you make so much money in a short, this guy calls it surges of income, right? That's how Vinney was able to grow his net worth quickly, is because he was able to get in and get out in these quick surges,
Hmm.
right? And I think that's important. And now there's a different surge. The surge is that there's probably a huge opportunity in distress right now. And so
Right.
if you can come in and figure out how to save the day and get a good piece of equity because of that, instead of that property being sold short or something, you're helping the other sponsors, you're helping the other
Yep.
limited partners.
Hmm.
So think about the emerging trends and how you can be the forefront of that. Think about how you can be the authority where people bring you those deals, right? And
Yep.
you have the relationships, and people are bringing you these deals. And you're not the one like going out every day and hunting. You're casting a bigger net. The
So
bigger net you
true.
can cast, the more people that are going to find you. And now,
Hmm.
because I've done it, but at the end of the day, going back to what you said earlier, if I didn't 4 years ago start putting out content and start really getting my name out there, my calendar wouldn't stay filled like it does today. I wake up and it's like so many people on my calendar, right? And but I didn't get immediate gratification. It's delayed gratification. It's delayed, but you have to be willing to understand. When I go into the gym and when I first used to lift weights, bench pressing 135 pounds was a lot for me, but I kept on going. And now 200 pounds and then 300 pounds and 400 pounds. So I look at it that like I'm always stacking bricks, and no matter what, like even if it doesn't come easy for you, some people get lucky in life and things just seem to come easier than others. But you have to know, like, who cares? Because if I keep stacking bricks, I'm going to get to where I want to go. And I think people forget about that. Even I forget about that. I'm like, oh, I get frustrated. But look, you're stacking bricks every single day. You're going to get to your destination. It might take you 10 years longer than the other person. But if you want to get to where you want to go and you don't stop, you'll win.
So true, Bo. And you know what great nuggets you have given, and hopefully I've given. The key thing is you've got to start. Success is never overnight. And we all know that Rome was not built in a day. All those phrases are really good because we need to tell our psyche, hey, it's going to take time to get to where we want to go, but you've got to take that first step. You've got to move in that direction. And then every day you enjoy. And please, please go back and listen to this podcast or this, reels that we'll be putting out or this show, which will be out there in the universe. The key thing is to just look at and say, you know what, that makes sense. Vinny and Bo are talking to me, and then give us a comment, share this episode with other people who can really benefit from it, and give us a comment that if you want us to get that crush2024.com, that you write it down. We'll publicize it too very soon as the landing page gets going, so that we can make a thousands of people list that we would love to change their world in January by giving nuggets, and you'll be able to come back to go high level in this little symposium or whatever we'll put together. So if you missed it, like one day drop in, you could go back and see that also. So it's going to be
Oh,
fantastic. Yeah, go ahead, brother.
yeah.
Yeah.
I just had an idea. I want to run it
Huh?
by you.
Yeah.
I think January 1st at like, I don't know, like 8 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m. That's our first drop of Crush 2024, and we're gonna live stream and have people can opt in to go Zoom, and we're gonna also live stream it. So
Totally. Totally.
okay, let's
We'll
do
do it.
that.
We'll do it January 1st, 2nd, 3rd. Let's do each day just 3 days. That way we can bring it out and we can drop in, and this way everybody will understand what we are talking about, right, Bo? But before that, we should have the landing page ready in a day or so, like Bo was saying. So we're going to start advertising that. And I know we got a video reel done already on Crush 2024. We could do some more videos on that so that we could start building this list right away so that they could join us on January 1st, 2nd, 3rd as we move into next year with great.
So you want to live stream early morning each of those days. I at least want to do it January 1st.
Yeah, January 1st, definitely. Then we could do
Yeah,
2nd and 3rd too, because it's consistency. It's making sure that everybody's just getting into the rhythm of looking at their email and their text. Hopefully, we could do through Go High Level through text also. We could drop the link to the symposium where we'll be putting all these drop-ins. Yeah.
yeah. So we're gonna have at least on January 1st. That's gonna be a live event, and they can come into Zoom or they're gonna watch it in our Facebook group where we have 20,000 people. Either place, but we'll do the first one live just to kick it off, and I think we should do it pretty early.
We will. We will. What time? I am up at 5 a.m. Pacific. You know me.
Yeah, I think we do. I think we do it at either five. I would do it either 5 or 6 in the morning, because then people on the East Coast, it's still relatively, and then everybody, and then there's going to be, of course, a lot of people hungover. They probably won't come on, but then the people that are super motivated are going to be there.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Let's plan that. Let's get that graphic made. Bo, I know we are discussing this. It's live, it's been recorded, but that's okay. The key thing is, put things into plan and action. Bo and I thought about this a couple of weeks back, and we have gone so far getting everything going, and things can take a little bit time, or they can take a lot of time. It's up to us. And that's what we want to really impress on. 2024 If you're on the sideline, you want to do certain things in your life and you don't find time to do it, why? Why? And you can do it. It's possible you can do it. Let's wrap it
Very
up.
good.
Birthday boy again. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Beau. Love to know you, brother. Happy birthday to you. 46, you're 36 or even 26, and I'm 71, guys. I feel like I'm only 31, but the exciting thing is you got to really get up in the morning and make it happen each day, each day. Just like, guys, we shave every day. We got to be motivated every day to bring the vision to our teams of people and everybody around us. Any
Love
last
it.
comments, brother?
No, I'm just ready. I'm ready. We got 20 something days until the new year, and just it's a good time to start reflecting on, like, what did you do awesome this year, and what could you improve? And I'm definitely doing that myself right now. And don't get upset. Just realize, look, plans didn't go according. The economy transitioned big time, and things happen. But I did this, and this well. And going for 2024, I'm already thinking about all the things I'm implementing. So when that new year starts, I've already been running hard, and then it propels me that first quarter, right? You have like a great start of the quarter, which then transitions into Q2, Q3, and Q4. Then you look back and go, wow, I actually just didn't say it. I really thought about it, and I subconsciously imprinted it in my brain that this year, because we all on the onset say, oh, it's going to be a great year, I'm setting all these goals. But, the majority of us, we go to the gym for the first 15 days and then, boom, we stop, right? Like I've been going to the gym since I was a kid. And one thing I've noticed, January 2nd, 3rd roll around, there's 1 million people at the gym. A month later, they're all gone. 60% of them aren't going daily like they were. So be that person that goes to the gym every day.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Fabulous. Thank you, guys. We'll see you next week.
So happy to be on your show.
Live every Friday. How to take your business to the next